guys, so this is a bit of a technical conversation we're going to have, but I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible. When it comes to getting married, this affects almost everything in your entire life. What you need to consider is, of course, how's that going to affect my money? And I know this is probably the last thing you want to hear because you're more focused on your honeymoon, but the reality is that when we get married, our financial reality changes, because what we're doing is we're entering into a contract where certain things should be split up in the future, which is not really something we ever want to do. Things will change in terms of monetary sense. So there's typically 3 ways that we can get married here in South Africa. Now, of course, there's COP, or community of property. Essentially, what's hers is mine, what's mine is hers, what's hers is hers is hers is hers, or his is his. The bottom line is that when you get married, you're going to share everything, and should you split up, the courts are going to say everything divided by 2 and off you go. That's everything before and after you get married. Then we have the antenuptial contracts with and without accrual. Without accrual essentially means that any assets that you owned before you got married remain separate from the assets that you guys buy or accumulate together when you're married. With accrual is, of course, before the marriage, those assets are declared, how much are they valued at, and then they are incorporated into the assets that you accrue throughout your marriage. So should you ever get divorced, COP 50-50, but with an antenuptial contract, you obviously have the 50-50 whichever after you got married, but with or without accrual. Are you going to include things before you got married or not? Something very, very important to consider when you do get married. The benefit of having an antenuptial contract drawn up by a lawyer is that if one of you gets into financial trouble for whatever reason, the creditors, the people that want the money, cannot take your personal assets from you if your partner is in debt, and vice versa. If you're in debt, your partner's assets are protected. COP is very, very easy, but the problem is then that if your partner gets into debt, your assets can also be attached because you are forming a dual legal entity. So I know it's a really terrible conversation to have, and a lot of people always think, oh, well, why should we decide how we're going to get divorced later? You know, we'll never have that problem, we'll never have that problem. I'm not saying that you will at all. The only reason I'm saying consider an antenuptial contract when you get married is that in case either one of you lands in any debt for whatever reason. And remember that I'm not saying that you're going to be irresponsible with your money, but life is unpredictable. What if there's an accident that drives you into medical debt? Things like that can happen. Things like those realities are so prevalent every single day. And things that other people cause can drive you into debt. You don't want to include your partner in that. So let's shake off all the seriousness and have that conversation with your partner if you aren't married. And even if you are, consider getting a contract drawn up anyway to just decide how things should be dealt with. And then if you are in a COP marriage, take out life insurance, speak to a financial advisor. You can email me, nick@itsmymoney.co.za if you'd like any advice, and we can chat from there.